Gentiles? This word Gentile is killing understanding for so many of us. Explaining the Scriptures. The use of this ugly, horrible word came from choices made by many translators. The translators made decisions to translate the Hebrew word, Gawaya, to Gentile or Gentiles in 140 locations in the Scriptures. As well as to the word heathen, in 212 locations, to nation or nations 448 locations, and finally to people in the Scriptures 66 books. The placement of these words, located in various locations in the Scriptures, has changed through the years in every Old English translation, such as Bishop's 1568 Bible, Geneva 1587 Bible, KJV 1611 and updated KJV Bibles, 7 or more. The modern KJV, MKJV, only uses the word Gentile once, and the word heathen 8 times. When the translators translated the Scriptures, for their reasoning they elected to call people not of Yisrael, Gentiles or heathens. It seems, in regard to the word heathen, that some translators took an understandable dislike towards other nations, and selected to call them heathen, as an insult, and not just translate the Hebrew word Gawaya, as it is. By using another word to speak of other nations, the reader would know who is and who is not of Yisrael, by calling these particular people not of Yisrael, Gentiles or heathens. However, the problem with that is, they sometimes got it wrong, and also, called Yisrael Gentiles. Now by mistakenly naming Yisrael Gentiles, many have come to believe that other nations shall receive the blessing of the children Yisrael. They will certainly not. This Hebrew word, Gawaya, is best defined as nation or nations. Therefore, any time when you study a translation with these words, Gentile, or heathen, it is best to think, nation or nations. This will help those that don't understand this, to understand the Scriptures better. So again, the Scriptures often speak of other Gawaya, that is to say nations, without identifying who these nations are. So why the word heathen? Heathen is defined as a person, or race, or nation which does not acknowledge the true living Allah Yama, Elohim. The translators were attempted to show, or explain that this, or those nations are heathens. Nevertheless, the Scriptures first state, nations, and then explain by its words or writings that they are heathen. Now I ask, should this one word Gawaya have been translated into 4 different words? Note: there are now English translations that does not at any time uses the words Gentile, or heathen. 2 of these translations are the Scriptures 2009, and the Hallelujah Scriptures. Everywhere, where there is the Hebrew word Gawa, Yah, there is the translation of nation or nations. So again, Gawaya, is only to say nation or nations. Gawaya, equals nations. Please add comments regarding the subject of this explanation. Also, please subscribe to this channel to be notified of many other explanations explaining the Scriptures. Thank you for your time. Shalom always.